Good evening, fellow kindred, and welcome to another scene of Unmask Orlando. Tonight, we find ourselves in Alexandra's haven, in her bedroom, in her bed, even, where Thorn and Alex are waking up the day after they had a very informative meeting with Arjun and Ely. And some weird things happened in the living room that, after waking up, it occurred to Alex that something was a bit off about this whole deal, and she wants to find out more. So, I guess Thorn is waking up?
The eyes slowly open as the moonlight comes down. He
Well,
recognizes he's not in his room for that split second when you have that wake up sensation, but then he's like, oh,
yeah.
that's right.
And then he turns. The first thing he sees is Alexander looking at him and smiling.
He reaches down, grabs her hand, and kisses her hand.
Did you sleep well, dear?
Smile, I always sleep like the dead.
Maybe because we are.
He gets ready to hop out of bed.
Oh, she will kind of not grab him exactly, just uh put her hand on the back of his neck and kind of pull him in a little bit.
He gets it.
Like, what's the rush? Do you have anywhere to go?
Looks back at her and smiles. Nope. Was planning on studying. Was going out for a feed since we.
No, you have all eternity to study. As for feeding, oh, we can order something.
He blinks a couple of times and remembers your giant herd.
Well, it's not giant. It's okay. It can get bigger. I'll make it bigger for sure.
He looks
Ooh, ooh, Freudian sleep.
at
Well,
he looks at you for a second. Looks like he ponders for a second, then says, "Very well. Let's have an in day night."
night. So she will actually start teasing you a little bit, like nibbling on your neck, running her finger down your chest and things like that.
Mhm.
And then she will say, I was wondering something, Thorn.
Alex,
It occurred to me. Last night there was some hmm, inconsistencies in the things that you said you did in the living room.
I know, Kitty. Yes, um, and that sound came from the other room. I'm like, oh, the animals need to be left out. And I glance back at you. I'm like, what? What do you mean?
I mean, that thing that you summoned here. One moment you called it one thing, then you called it another. And at the time I wasn't really paying that much attention to it because, I had other things in mind. And he'll give you a kind of seductive look and a wink.
Ah,
But I think there's something more to it that you're not telling me.
with that, he looks a little. His eyes actually glaze over to the side a little bit. He stops looking you right in the eyes and just kind of fiddles with stuff, like the pillow and stuff. Is like it's there's dangers in knowing too much.
But she will kind of gently grab his chin and turn his head towards her.
Oh damn!
And lightly bite his bottom lip. It's like, oh, come on, you don't need to hide things from me.
He lifts you kind of and encourages a little bit of the flirty action.
Oh yeah, but he has to start talking soon because
And he,
I just opened my character sheet because I may need to use some things.
like you can, if it's names, you can call spirits and entities all kinds of names. I'm just not sure what you would call them.
Well, I don't know much about this thing, so why don't you explain it in a way I can understand it? And he's like gently caressing his face while he speaks, just to make sure that he's kind of semi-distracted while you know talking.
It's some knowledge is dangerous, Alex. But I mean, it's Ashuraziah is the name of a Babylonian air spirit that's in an elemental pantheon of gods and demons and angels and things like that.
Mm-hmm.
That is one of its names.
How
That is what
many
I prefer to
names?
call it.
How many names does a spirit have?
Some of them answer to several, most of them have one. Some have been twisted up intentionally to have multiple names to make them safer to call on.
I really like it when you talk to me about these things.
It's he actually looks at you a little bit sad. It's like I'm your occult no lore is lacking.
Oh, exactly. That's what excites me. You just seem so learned.
Oh, he's like, well, I. It's like honestly, it's I'm a nerd. It's like I was an undergraduate, about to say from America, about to say going to Romania, looking up folklore when I was brought into our
Thorn, don't ruin the moment. Just talk to me about the things.
the things.
The things you did last night. I mean, why do you
Is
think
that
I
the first
was?
time? Is that the first time you've seen something manifest?
Oh yeah, and I must admit, the whole thing with you doing that stuff, it really turned me on.
He's like, well, that's wild, and he gives a little chuckle. And some of it's quite gross, but some of it's okay. He's like that one's not too bad, as long as you have don't mind a little bit of phlegm. But okay. He's like, you've not about to say you've not studied occultism, spirit manifestation, ectoplasm, psychics, gods, demons, the cabal.
I'm really interested in what you did last night.
It's not entry level stuff. That's calling out names of old entities. I only have a handful that I know, and Colonians will have fights over names.
I guess we have to roll.
Damn it!
Because little Thorn isn't that cooperative, it seems.
He's also not exactly sure what you're looking for, because for on his from his point of view, it came out from his point of view. He's just like, I mean, it's it's a spirit elemental, basically. Kind
Well,
of.
yeah, can't he probably imagine why would
Yeah,
she be
all that. Yeah,
suspicious about it and and dispel that suspicion? That would be pretty simple to do.
yeah. But what do you want to try to do? To try to dig a little bit deeper.
to get him to explain to me what the thing was, if it was a demon or not, and what's the difference, and kind of reassurance that everything's fine, but honestly, not the way he usually does it. Because he's been known to be a bit shady.
Okay. How does she go about it? What are you doing?
What do you mean what I'm doing?
Um, hmm,
I'm contemplating what role.
or even how about like well,
I mean, we can do it a bit more forceful if you want. Still sexy, but forceful.
what's your leadership score?
3.
Holy shit!
And charisma 4. And specialization.
May I give you an? I suggest just looking at him hard and be like, I'm a big girl.
Oh, I had a
That
different
big girl.
idea. I
That
was
is
thinking
big
of
girl.
pretty much straddling him and holding his hands down, kind of dominating him into it, pretty much.
But that's the wrong. Um, if you have decent insight, you realize that's the wrong way to go with it.
If I have what?
If you've got a decent insight, or I'm sorry, awareness, I guess. What's your awareness?
0,
Oh shit! What's your perception?
2.
Okay, you may not be reading his feelings. If you read him better, if you were just straight up and like, I'm a big girl, you can let me know, especially since you did it in my place. He'll tell you.
Well,
If
I've
you
already
sex
done
play it,
that. Well, I've
if
already
you sex
done
play
that,
it,
but he keeps
he'll
lying
think
to
it's
me.
yeah. If you sex play it, he thinks this is just sex play.
Oh,
Yeah,
so he's a dude.
I mean,
Okay. Shit.
he doesn't know. He doesn't know if you're smart enough to ask that question. So he's. I'm sorry.
Oh, really now?
Yeah, that like, is this an infernal demon? You know what I mean? He's like, he doesn't think that you could cross that line of thought. At the same time, that which is dumb of him because of lack of occultism, you might jump right to it.
Well,
His demons,
maybe you have.
what
How
the
much is
hell?
your perception and awareness? Because maybe that's what you have to do to
6.
understand what is. Well, yeah, perhaps you have to roll to see.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Yes, that makes sense.
Yes, because
Let's do that.
it shouldn't be on me. It should be on you to understand what he's trying to convey here. He's just trying
That's
to be
you know
nice
what.
about it.
Um, if no dice roll, that's like 3 successes, and he looks at you and goes, ah. He sighs real deep. I can get in trouble. There's certain groups that could get in serious trouble for having just the knowledge of the stuff. If I tell you exactly what that was, you understand? It puts you
Well,
at a risk for me to say
well,
anything further than I already told you.
from where I'm looking at it, I'm already in danger for many reasons here. First of all,
Slight.
for harboring you in my own haven, in my own
Mm-hmm.
domain,
That's correct.
for allowing it to occur in my haven since I
That's
gave
correct.
permission.
That's right. It could.
So I do have the right to at least know what the hell is going on?
This will endanger your soul. You have one. He looks at you
Yes,
fucking dead in the eye.
I am aware of that. But nevertheless, what happens within my domain, I want to have full knowledge. And besides,
There are some.
I don't think there's anyone in this city that you can trust more than me at this point.
Well, I need allies anyway. There are some things I can't tell you. You have to accept that right now.
Mm. And why is that?
Be- because you won't understand them.
You can explain to me. I don't need to understand everything. You're insulting my intelligence right now.
Let's have a seat.
Aren't you comfortable like this?
No. I want to, if I'm going to start discussing this, I want to be in a standing position where I know the surroundings and I can't be snuck up on.
Who would sneak up on you?
He just gives you a look. He's like, "You have no idea. You have out." And I get down on the bed and like get over top of her, look at her like 2 inches from her eyes. Are you sure you want to know any more than you already know?
Uh, Seeming as I know nothing so far, yes, I want to know what goes on in my domain, regardless of the risks.
He gets up and starts putting on clothes that were probably scattered around the bed and starts getting you out stuff. And he's like, okay. But it looks like he's going to insist on getting dressed and like going into a different room and stuff like that.
She will sigh and get up and put on a robe. You're no fun. And she'll go in the living room and plop down on the couch.
With that, he actually kind of grabs her and does a little spin. He's like, I'm lots of fun. And he gives her a little kiss on the cheek and a little nibble on the ear. He goes, my job isn't.
Mhm.
But yeah, I like to play hard. This is the other reason I like to play hard.
All right, let's hear it then.
He gets you sit down. He goes, when I say a long time ago, really get a long time ago means a long time ago, okay?
Hmm.
About 7,000 years ago is what when my clan primarily had discovered the names of watchers and the fallen angels. We had already had spirit magics and controls over such since then.
That's a long story.
Even before then, the clans and magicians had found ways to twist true names of beings. Now, if we go back and look up these Sumerian texts of what they were worshiping in, let's say, Babylon 4,500 years ago, was it a demon? I don't know. Was it a spirit? We don't know. We got ideas. But after about 3 or 4 thousand years of practice, we have scattered the names of these beings throughout the cosmos, and we screwed with the beings, so we can call upon these deities by different names.
And isn't this dangerous to do?
Extremely. There's always a chance an entity can forget itself. Many of them are cruel by nature. Some are not. Some are not. And of course, I still have control of actual small elemental beings, which are more natural. But the truly powerful ones are not nice beings. So, not just my clan, but a handful of others have learned the magics of scattering their names and appeasing these entities. You may call them demons, because that's
Mm,
basically what they are.
that sounds very much like um
It is very much like, and he sits back and looks at you. It's very much like.
then how do you differentiate it from infernalism?
We never take packs. You can make deals with entities. You can do this for that. You can ask them for knowledge. You can try to torture them for that. You can make little sacrifices to them. Some of which are things like, and he looks up at you, dog's teeth, etc., etc. He kind of looks at the room where Vlad is.
Yeah, she will be a bit disturbed by the whole sacrifice thing.
Yeah, they're not. Some of them are not. They're not all powerful entities like you might think, but they're fucking potent. They're very potent. The difference is, I'm a demonologist. We collect the names and know the names and can call upon the names, but we use it primary to fight others that don't play by the right rules.
Isn't that a very slippery slope, though?
Very, and that's why it's dangerous. We have to take out our own as much as the bad guys. It's very easy to slip. And now you know a name.
A name I don't know how to use or have any interest in using. What worries me more is you could be like one slip up away from something really bad.
Mm-hmm. Very, very. Spirits and elementals are sometimes even harder to control. Some of them can actually manifest if you make a mistake. In which case, you have a raging nature spirit in your room with you.
And
It could fix it.
yet, you
Yeah,
decided to do it in my living room last
uh,
night.
that was very, very safe. It was a very minor, minor error being. I
I,
believe an imp.
I really would have preferred if we had this discussion prior. I wouldn't have stood in your way.
Would you believe me? And he kind of gives a little smile. If I told you what it was getting ready to happen,
If you explained it to me the way you did just now, I don't think I would have a reason not to believe you.
with that he kind of stands up and goes, "Then I'm impressed," because most people would not.
Well, I believe in mutual trust, and I don't believe that you would betray me.
I certainly have no reason to.
Exactly. In fact, you have many reasons not to betray me.
Plenty. In fact, I still owe a debt. A more than a small debt is owed for the length of time in your haven. As far as I'm
Well,
concerned, you may call upon me at your leisure, madam.
well, I don't necessarily call upon favors, but if I need to summon you, I can do that.
He actually looks at you for a second. Can call from afar?
I guess you will find out if I need you.
He looks a little. Phew. That's not an art I'm familiar with. I've never actually felt. Actually, kind of looks at you. Can you? I'd like to feel that. I've never.
Okay, give me a
Do I
second
have to leave?
because I have to check out what I have to. Uh,
What you roll for? I don't know either. About to say it's. I'm
yeah,
sure it's
that's why
charisma.
I need
I'm
to
sure
go
it's
and check.
charisma and something. You know what?
Uh,
You know what? That might be manipulation.
no, I don't remember. Just give me a second here. I'm gonna just find it. Ah, fuck.
If we were playing V5, it would be your charisma plus presence.
Yes, but we're not playing V5.
I I love all the extra stuff the old stuff has, but I still like the system better than the new system.
Oh
But
yeah, the system is a lot better. The
it's
mechanics.
yeah,
Okay. Hmm.
leadership. I bet charisma leadership or manipulation of leadership.
Just give me a second, damn it! I'm almost there.
I'm not telling you what to roll. I'm just making my bets.
Okay, summon, 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 summon. Actually, it's charisma and subterfuge.
Subterfuge.
Mm-hmm.
Huh.
Okay, so I will go to the next room. I'll go to the bedroom and I will roll and see if it's gonna succeed and how fast you will arrive. Oh wait, what was
Well, I
that?
mean, I'll arrive in like 6 seconds because I just have to walk down the hallway.
Oh no, it depends on how many successes. Charisma subterfuge, force to
No.
Oh, 4.
Gee.
So it's going to be haste overcoming any obstacles in his way.
I immediately just come right in and be like, and just look at you. It's like, wow. Okay.
So how did
Okay.
how did it feel?
He actually is like blushing up a little bit, well, except for his skin's not turning pink, but he's got like cracked a grin and his eyes are like real wide. He's like, that's a thing, ma'am. That is a thing. It is hard to have you. Did your sire teach you how show you? Have you felt that before?
Thankfully not.
That
I
is.
really don't know where my sire is.
Well, he waves your hand. Goes, no, no, it didn't. It wasn't bad.
Oh
It was
yeah, but if
strong. It
he's
was
at the other
bitter.
end of the world and he summons me, I will have to go, and that would be very inconvenient. And I don't like being inconvenienced.
He's not even looking at it at that application point of view. He's thinking of it as how he felt. It was just like a religious imperative to come see you. Is how it felt to him. He's focusing on he's thinking about how it worked on him, and he's impressed. That's a thing. That's a thing.
Well, I'm glad you liked it.
Mm, mm. But now, Alex, did you really want to spend the day in and do my little like whistle underneath my breath and have the like like the drapes and stuff start moving and your the robe that you have on your hem starts kind of flowing by itself.
As I said, we can order something.
Hmm.
And she will take her phone and text someone. Probably Barb.
Well, you get the impression that I he Thorn likes to do his romantic hunting. His get someone in the shadow, kissy face. It's exciting. The herd's less exciting, so he's like, eh. But this gives him more time. And does ask you if you want to see some books on the topics. Light stuff, light reading. I'm not going to give you something that accidentally pulls a demon into your sock drawer or something like that.
Well, start your bookshop first, and then we can see if there's anything there that interests me.
You should already have one. You've already got one occult book tomb in here. I saw it on your. I mean, I doubt you've. I don't know if you've ever read it, but you've got one occult tomb on your in your living room library
Do
or
I?
your little shelf. Yeah, I'll walk over to the little shelf that's always in everyone's like one little room and pull out the Bible and toss it on the table in front of her.
All
There's good.
right.
There's some really good shit in there.
Well, we'll see if I need to focus on that. For now, I believe that there's something coming here for you.
He looks a little sinistered out. Do what now?
Just wait. And after a couple of minutes, the doorbell will ring, and she will go and open the door, and three ladies will come in.
Oh, oh, okay.
Yeah, a blonde, a brunette, and a redhead.
For real, yeah, I don't know if you'd have to probably make one or two or three successes on an awareness check to notice. But I fucking flipped on all specs and checked them as soon as they come in because somewhere in the back of my little paranoid brain, I'm like, these are the hunters. She's come to get my ass killed and stake my ass. Okay,
Thorn, you
it
look like you're on edge.
was right up to then. But also, if any of the girls have a sick aura, I won't. I prefer not to. I won't feed off of them.
No, they're normal humans, vibrant, healthy, young, good looking. You know,
Coco.
I don't go for second grade stuff.
Oh, good shit. Yeah.
We have a reputation to keep, Mister. That's how it is. So you can choose one or two, whatever.
He starts talking to one, that to say, and is actually just trying to talk to her and stuff. He feels uncomfortable. It's hard to tell because I do have enough, hopefully enough to fake out a normal human and seem very natural. But you know him well enough now that this is not his thing. He's quite happy when the girls have been nibbled on and leave.
Well, they will leave when they're nibbled on.
You know. Then Thorn seems a little bit more upbeat. He's like, he doesn't have to quite hide some of that stuff. So, about to say, he's a little bit more comfortable.
Well, as you say, feel free to play around.
Well, none of that's very much playing, but I do have a actually dangerous incantation that I do need to do before or if we plan on actually going head to head with young. I believe the name was Malcolm.
Can we not talk about that today? Can we just have
You're
some?
right. Yes, and actually he spins her by the waist. Yes, music, music.
Well, she
He
will
starts
go
like,
to the stereo and start music. And then she will take one of the girls and feed on her.
yum 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 yum.
Because that's why we called them here.
Yep. Are they? And do they know, or is it you have to feed on them in a? How do you
Well,
have them trained?
well, they are my herd, so they probably are okay with it. Not probably, they're certainly okay with it. They're probably, I probably entranced them too, so I guess I think they're safe. Very safe.
I'm about to say, the one that I hang around the most with and take a bite or two might get her mind wiped of me not being there.
Man, paranoid.
Also, that might be the first time you see me, you ever use that power.
Well, I wouldn't know that you used it.
Yeah, I looked at her and just kind of whispered while you were right there. Forget my face. Forget my name. And she blurred over for a second.
Well, she will chuckle a bit at that. Finds it interesting.
He's like, I kind of shrug. I have actually spent more time studying the magics than getting my natural powers up. That's kind of. Now look up.
Well, she will kind of push the
How
girls aside and kind of take
how
you by the hand for dancing and shush you because you're talking about magics and work and study all the time.
it's quite interesting. As I stayed up, I get a little stumble. I'm like, what was the blonde drinking? Yeah, whatever it was good. Um, can I
Oh,
ask you another
only the
strange?
finest.
Yeah, well, of course. Can I ask you a slightly personal question, Alex? Miss Alexia, do a little spin, dip. How strong are you?
Well, strong enough. Define what kind of strength you're asking about. You mean
A
physical?
spin, dip. Could you break me in half?
Hmm, I don't know. How resilient are you?
And spin, dip, and look sad. I have not developed any of the physical traits. Spin, dip, prominent to our kind.
Then I probably could.
Look a little sad.
I don't see why I would, though.
I've had sword training, but
Well, so have I,
Jesus Lord.
among other things.
Ah, but
Thorn, I was fighting in wars for 120 years.
that's right. I forgot where you came out of. About to say she was
I mean,
picking revolution.
I might look like a courtroom doll, but that's not who I am. That's who I am now. That's not who I was.
She's
Who,
Viva Revolution, lady.
you know that this kind of thing never really leaves you.
Ha! And he lets out a loud ha ha. Dip, bow. Now I know why I like you. My sire would have hated you.
Oh, is that so?
I'm afraid that's it. I am afraid that's it. It's not only your charm. I believe my sire would have hated you.
Oh, but you can't
Tell me about
deny
the
my
revolution.
charm.
He's like, I want to hear about the revolution. And for real, do we want to have a fade out here or story time for like 3 hours of them telling stories?
Um, I think it would be a good bonding moment to talk about that, but we're not gonna do it insane. We're gonna do it implied, because fuck
Yeah,
that shit.
but don't know how much of it. So yeah, Thor will. But say yeah, backstories, back and forth to each other a little bit.
Yeah, sure.
It
So
does.
she will probably wave the girls to leave, and she will take him towards
He's
the couch, and they will sit down and discuss about.
well, that won't last long, but let's say that means we get about a half hour or hour into discussions while we're unbuttoning each other's clothes, which
Well,
is still a good scene.
you know, things will come off eventually anyway, because that's the whole point of staying in, right?
Yup.
Well,
Most of
let's say that there's a bonding moment and they talk about things back and forth for a couple of hours. But things get steamy again at some point, and they're like, do what they do best.
no. We do. I do what I do second best.
Well, speak for yourself, because that's apparently what I do best.
Bam!
Man, did you see did
Oh,
you
the
see
voice.
the roles I had with Jason
Oh,
before? Fuck.
you just take him. My Jason now. Yeah, all the boys.
Oh, you're gonna be jelly. Are you gonna be jelly?
Nope.
Then we're
George not gonna
cool.
be. I don't think George's gonna be. If these two keep getting closer and closer, he might get a little jelly, but he would try not to ever show it or say anything because it is business. You know what I mean? And your business is a
Okay.
little goopy, and he
I
thinks that
mean,
my business is
okay, it's that business. It's fun mostly, but
point.
it is partly business though. Like, yeah, there's always an agenda there, but she's actually fond of him a lot.
You do learn that one of my contacts is a retired cop that had to take a disability because of a knee gunshot. So he's still movable. He's still active and smart and so everything. He's just got the bad knee.
Well,
But
I
he,
guess you learned that
he
she also has contacts in the police department.
listen, see, my guy's out. I'm thinking about making him my ghoul. He might turn into a PI though or something.
I mean, is his injury affecting his physical prowess?
I'm about to say I'm only taking. He just has a. I'm taking him as a contact instead of a ally or anything like that. So,
Well, then I guess it never hurt to have them. I do value my contacts too.
but yeah, he's going to be like an older cop. So he's probably not super. Yeah, not yeah. But he's. My idea is like he's known the city. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
I figure that's good for like a 1 point contact.
Oh, and also she will tell Thorn that in a few days he's going to have to be away for a couple of days.
My property should be set by then. I am hoping as soon as our storyteller returns from her vacay, I will have my own place.
Anyway, keep it in character still until we're done. 'Cause,
Sorry.
yeah, we're fucking it up a bit.
Yep.
Okay. Well, in any case, if it's not, you are free to stay here even when I'm gone. As long as you don't trash the place.
No, I prefer a nice clean haven. Hey, and honestly, if I was going to stay here too long, I would break down 2 of your walls to make a safe and hidden room or two.
I'd rather you didn't mess with my walls.
That's exactly.
Yeah. I'd rather find everything the way I left it. And be
Actually,
nice.
he shows you places. He shows you places he's found on the just on like a local home property. Like, I think this is my boy.
Hmm. Can't wait to see it up close.
It's not very nice. I mean, it looks like a medium income little family home, but it's got enough. It's got back chained in back fence, and for my purposes, it has a small basement,
Hmm.
which is what I believe I will be getting.
I guess that's where you want to do your magic stuff.
Right. I need a basement, something I can get to the actual dirt ground to do my magics. I need actual dirt.
Hmm.
I need to be on the earth.
Mm.
And the big outdoor place that's already fixed is perfect for the doggy and kitty cat.
Okay. I rolled for vampire lore to see if this dirt thing rings a bell. So with one success, oh, two successes. Sorry.
Mm-hmm.
I think I've heard something about this dirt and your clan, but to be honest, I don't know that much about it.
Well, go to your takes you by the hand, goes back to your bedroom, holds up, walks up to the foot of your bed, and lifts up the bed sheet with his toe, and you see what looks like a beanbag sitting there.
Okay, that's weird.
Reaches down, picks it up, kind of puts it in a pocket.
You don't need to move it.
He takes it and
Isn't
tosses it back down. But to say, I've got a couple packs of these.
that... And what is that exactly?
There's a little zipper on the side and opens up. He's like, "What have you heard about our clan?" And in fact, when he opens up, there's black foamy dirt in it and sand.
Hmm. So it's supposed to be dirt from your home, but this is a combination of sand.
Mm,
Hmm. If I had to guess,
I was born here.
some is from here and some from there, right?
Correct. I would be fine without the dirt from the Carpathians, but the spirits are strong there, and by having the dirt, I have an anchor. I can
Very
pull
interesting.
energies and entities from that area, especially the actual safer primal kind.
I didn't know that dirt had so much significance.
Some elders eat it.
Okay, that's enough information about the dirt.
He actually smiles. Actually, it's a sign of power for a colonic sorcerer to be able to ingest their home soil. It strengthens your magic.
Oh well, when you reach that level, I
It
wouldn't
does
want to
not look
see.
good.
Yeah, I wouldn't want to see that. Sorry.
Breakfast? What is that? It looks like mud pancakes. It is. Mixed with my blood.
Oh, it keeps
Yep.
getting better.
Not much, not much though. Little sacrifices must be had.
Well, how about we stop talking about dirt and talk about something more?
I
Mm.
also like air. Yay! But yeah,
Oh, I know. I believe you even have an air friend.
usually around.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, he looks at you. Oh, I if we had, yeah, I bet our little friend John can go into people's minds. I believe he can. Next time he's over, if you
Wow.
want to, there's a way to let you see him. My little my little air buddy.
How?
You'd have to let John or someone with that degree of aspects go into both of our minds, and I can let and he could take my image and slide it into your head, so you
Mm.
can see what I'm seeing.
I think I'd rather let you describe it. I'm
Yeah,
very
yeah.
particular about who can get in my head.
Like, what do you think about the Malkavian for the business partner?
Well, that was your choice. Well, I feel protective of John. That doesn't mean I fully trust him, especially after the whole deal with the laundered money.
Yeah, I'm about to say that was weird for him to just be. That's
But yeah, suffice to say, I don't like people or things getting inside my head.
dangerous, isn't it?
And invasive. And besides, you have access to other places you don't need my head.
Aha!
It's gonna look at you, you know, with the look. Like the look.
The look is returned.
Yeah, the signature look.
Uh, he comes at her a little bit rough with the biting and the more picking up and then the dragging us back to the bedroom. And at one point during the night, he does bite your shoulder.
My what?
And I do take my fangs and dig into your shoulder and just come out and just lick around the blood and then just don't swallow. Yeah, yeah. Thorn tries to do the safe sex technique. Like,
Oh god. Well,
we're talking
thing
and like,
is, thing
and I'm
is, if the blood goes in your mouth, you don't need to swallow it. It's it's there. It's like yeah, you have to
yeah,
not
yeah, that's right. About to say, yeah, I can't do. Yeah,
really.
never mind then. See, V5 has actual good rules for that.
I mean,
I forget. I don't remember the. Yeah, you
I
can't.
mean,
You
it's
can't
it's
human.
it's not it's not like it would bother me because I've already like warned you, so it's not in my hand anymore. It's up to little Thorn there, so you know it
No,
will be appreciated.
no, no. He holds back, but he wants to. He wants to taste Bruja. Like the sex is good, but I want to taste that Bruja.
Well, depending on how much, you can roll a self control and make it interesting.
Just,
Yeah, I'm an asshole. I know.
no, no. I think we're good. And I'm getting pinged by my other people. I would have to take off.
Well, yeah. Anyway, we have to fade it to black anyway because I want to sleep.
There you go.
Okay. Anyway, uh, thanks for playing. Thanks for watching, and uh, see you next time. Blips.